Welcome back, little friends. So we are going to talk about another letter today, and I want you to listen to this sentence and see if you can guess what letter and sound we're going to be talking about today. Nora naps noisily. Okay, let's map it out. Nora naps noisily, period. Okay, let's try another one. Neat Nick never needs napkins. Let's try it. Neat Nick never needs napkins, period. Okay, if you guess that we are going to talk about the letter N, you are absolutely right. We are going to talk about the letter N. So in our letter cards on our Wonders alphabet, N is for nest. Do you hear the N, nest? N is for nest. In my other alphabet cards, we say N, and this is an anteater with a very long nose. We say N, not noisy, nosy. Nosy nose, nosy nose. And I want to show you, this is kind of fun. On the back of this card, it shows you what your mouth does when you make an sound. Do you see? It goes like this. Let's see, there it is. So it goes, so that your tongue is kind of on the roof of your mouth, right behind your teeth. You try it. My doggy is sneezing. Okay, N is also for a nickel. You see, and there are two different kinds of nickels. If you ever look at money closely, there are different versions. So these are both nickels, and they both look the same on this side. But on this side, they're different. They have different, this one turns around this, they have different faces on them. So that's kind of interesting about money. A nickel is worth 5 cents. And there are 5 nickels, not 5 nickels, it takes 20 nickels. They're worth 5 cents. It takes 20 nickels to make $1. Okay, I have some other things that begin with an N that are kind of fun. This is a nut. Nut begins with an N. This is a nurse. Nurses are, you see those when you go to the doctor's office, and nurses are the ones, you probably spend more time even with nurses than you do with doctors. And nurses can be men or women. This is a nurse. Nurse begins with an N. This is a newspaper. Do you hear a N at the beginning of newspaper? This is a net. You might catch crabs or a fish in there. Net begins with an N. This is a nest. We saw this on our Wonders alphabet card. Wasn't it pretty? Those look like robin's eggs. Robin's eggs are blue. A robin is a kind of bird. Okay, nest begins with an N. Ooh, this is a nail. You might use a hammer to nail this into a piece of wood. Nail begins with an N. This is the night, sky. Night begins with an N. This is the number 9. When you write out the word 9, it starts with an N, and it also has a N sound at the end. 9. Good. And our nose. Nose begins with an N. Okay? I am going to have us take a look at, I don't know if you have seen my blending board before, but my blending board is something we use in my class quite a bit. And I have, see, this is my blending board here. I'm going to set it up with some words here. Oopsie. Scoot this a little bit. Some words that begin with an N. So if we had this word, take a look. We have nap. N-A-P. Nap. Okay, nap begins with an N. And look at here, it begins with an N here. How about this one? What if we change the A to an I? Now we have n-I-p. Nip. Nip also begins with an N. Okay. We could also take this and switch these around and talk about what N sounds like so we had it here in the initial position. Now the N is in the final position. So now we have p, I, pin, and pin ends with a N sound. What if we change the I to an E? Now we have pen, p, e, n, pen. Do you hear that n at the end of pen? You can also change the to an un, pun. Okay, look at, I can change the p to a f. Now we have fun. So the N is still in the final position. Fun. Do you hear that? Now I can change the to an I. Fin, like a fin on a fish, or a mermaid's tail has a fin. And look at fan. Okay, fan. Okay, that's how the sound that F makes. Fan. So the N is at the end position there. Okay, also too, there are some words that we can practice saying and writing out and counting the sounds in them. So let's do a few of those words. How about, let's do some N in the initial position or the beginning position of the word. How about this one? Nip. Nip. N-I-P. Nip. Starts with an N, doesn't it? Okay, let's try one more. How about nag? Nag, like if you nag, it's when you complain, like, please, I don't want to do this. That's a nag, okay? A nag is also sometimes referred to as a horse. A horse can be somebody's nag. That's kind of an old-fashioned slang word for horse. Okay, so nag also begins with an N. Okay, I would like for you, oh, we forgot to do writing the N. Ooh, one of my favorite parts. So we have here an N. We always, when we're writing our letters, we always start at the top and pull down. So we say, start at the top. N says N. N says N. N says N. I'd like for you to practice writing your capital or uppercase N's all the way across your paper. Then over here, we're going to do a lowercase n. N says N. Do you see how we start at the middle line and go around like this? N says N. N says N. N says N. I'd like for you to practice writing some upper and lowercase n's, and then I'd like for you to draw pictures or write as many words that you can. Oh, look at, there's my kitty on the stairs. That's funny. So write as many words as you can, or draw as many pictures of things that have a N sound in them. And it can have an N sound at the beginning or initial position, or a N sound at the end or final position. Like, so the initial one would be like nap. That's at the beginning or the initial position of the word. And words like fan have an N at the ending sound or the final position. I hope you have a really great day. And if you're in kindergarten, I miss you so much. And I hope you're having a great year. And you could send me an email with some of your answers to these if you ever want to. I'll talk to you later, little friends. Bye.